Have you ever wondered why your stars look bad?
And this is the exact moment when it happened. As you can see, I was having a normal imaging session, and this is showing right now the second image stacked. And suddenly we'll start seeing the star trails, and definitely will affect the final result on the stack image. Well, as you know, I made a video about stars that were showing as elongated stars using the Dwarf 3 telescope. And since I made this video, I've been getting comments almost every day from other users that are having the same problem. And I have been watching, studying, asking a lot of questions in several Dwarf telescope community groups. And I'm starting to see that a lot of people, for the solution for a lot of people is to, when this is happening, it's to lower the exposure time to 15 seconds. And I keep thinking, but why do we want to do that? 15 seconds. Okay, I get it. Then you will have to extend that imaging session for several hours in order to capture all the light to see specifically nebulas and some of the galaxy. We have to check in a few things first. Did I have wrong calibration? If it's wrong calibration, all the images are going to look bad. Be sure that the telescope has no obstructions like trees or buildings. And if it's going through the calibration process and it's a success, that's it. If the calibration is not good, most likely it's not going to say perfect alignment achieved. It's always going to be like deviation is at 5 degrees. And I believe now with the new upgrades, that's even a lower. If it's wrong calibration, all the images are going to look bad. At the beginning of the imaging session, the stars are looking good. And suddenly we're going to start seeing some of the images on the stack image are going to start looking bad with elongation. So now I can see the problem is not bad calibration or exposure time. I don't think the solution is to lower to 15 seconds, even 30 seconds. We want to capture as much light as possible, unless it's an extremely bright sky object such as the Pleiades or the Orion Nebula. In those cases, and we're talking about magnitude of 4 or 5, from 2 to 4 or 5 magnitude, those are very bright objects, then it's okay to lower the exposure time because it's easier to fix an image that it's underexposed than overexposed. If you're going just to use the stack image, then you will have to lower the exposure time. And then I would say go to 30 seconds per frame, no less than that, in order to capture all the light to see specifically nebulas and some of the galaxies. I recorded several sessions and I sent the log files to Dwarf Lab, and they reply back a couple of times and they look at everything and they couldn't find any problem. This is a common problem that happens occasionally. You may have 2 or 3 imaging sessions and it doesn't happen. My conclusion on this and the fast solution, if you're going to use the raw format images and you are going to edit your images, which means that you're not going to do the stack image, then go to Pixinsight or Cyril, any program where you can look at all of the images and delete the bad ones, because it's not happening in all the images. We are seeing this problem because we are seeing the live stacking as we do the imaging session. But in reality, it's not all the images. And I have to say that out of in some of the imaging sessions that I tested, out of 400, maybe I have to delete 15 or 20 frames. That's nothing. That's normal for any type of telescope, even sophisticated telescope using PhD2 and guiding cameras. I think the main problem that it's happening, it's obviously poor tracking at some point, and that takes us to the next part of the solution, which is check the sky conditions. This is what matters right here, the very first section. Total clouds, low clouds, medium clouds, and high clouds. And when it's all dark blue and with zeros, it's ideal. It's like perfect, okay? But in this case, I have a mix of them. And I'm going to look into the hour 20 to the 20 to midnight, let's say. And here I am with the blue, the 12%, 9%, 7%, 0% at 11 p.m. That looks really good. So tonight is going to be actually a good night for astrophotography for a short period. I would say probably for this 3 or 4 hours right here. Okay, and this is what you are looking for. The darker, the better, okay? So when you get other tones of blues here, like a lighter blue and 60, it means that there's going to be a lot of clouds. It's going to be 60% total clouds. Want to be out doing astrophotography when it's like that. Even 19 may be trouble, and it's going to tell you the percentages. So all that to say that ideally you would like to photograph when it's dark blue and it has low numbers. It's all about the low, medium, and high clouds. Most of the time, let's use the 60 seconds. Why not? Capture as much light as possible. You're going to see great results. We just have to learn how to edit the raw format frames. And once you do that, you're going to start seeing a big difference.